Today on What's It Worth, we're talking about the strongest one there is. No, not the Hulk. We're talking about Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, always helping you make decisions of what comic books to buy. And today, guys, I'm bringing you another episode of What's It Worth? That's right, guys. This is the video series where I take some of your favorite comic book characters and we find out what their comic books are worth. Now, it may not be the most expensive keys or the most rare books, but some of them could be the most lowest keys possible, but you still want to find out what they're worth, right? So that's what we're going to be discussing today, and today's character is going to be Jennifer Walters herself, She-Hulk. But before we get started, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any content from me. And I have my Road to 10K X-Men giveaway going on right now. We're super close to 10K, and if you comment down below, you'll be entered to win that prize. And once I hit 10K, I will do a drawing on one of these videos, and you could possibly win these X-Men prizes. All right, guys, so let's get started with Jennifer Walters' key issues here. Let's find out what they're worth, and obviously, maybe some of these are obviously going up because the TV show is getting ready to come out. Now, for some of you that have watched my channel a long time, you probably wondered, well, Mike, when this first series originally started like a few months back, like 5-6 months ago, you did a She-Hulk video. Yes, I did. That one was only on Sensational She-Hulk books only. This is all She-Hulk books. So this is kind of like a updated version of that. You know, I wanted to clean it up. All right, so here we go. No more talking. First book we're going to be talking about is Savage She-Hulk. This is issue 1. This is it, guys. This is where it all kicked off. This is the story, the origin of how Jennifer Walters became the Savage She-Hulk. Obviously, she got that blood transfusion from her cousin, Bruce Banner, and all of a sudden, you know what? She becomes this crazy monster-like character like the Hulk. This book is actually a really nice book. I have it myself. It's a fun story to read if you've never read it below. Low-end copies here is $20, $115 on the mid side of things, and $300 on high-end books when it comes to this one. So again, first appearance and origin of She-Hulk and the cousin of Bruce Banner. So this book was made in February of 1980. All right, next we have Savage She-Hulk issue 2. So this is pretty straightforward here. This is the second appearance of She-Hulk. I personally don't own this book. I would love to own more of the Savage She-Hulk books. For some reason, for me, they're hard to find. My shop doesn't carry them, so I would have to probably try to find them somewhere else or go on to eBay, but I would love more of this series. This book is not worth that much money, guys. So if you're looking to find a copy, it's $1. $3 mid, $7 high. Published in March of 1990. Cool cover, though, as she's smashing this bus or train. I don't know what she's doing there. Anyway, moving on. We go on to Savage She-Hulk issue 9. This is the first appearance of Ultima, the daughter of a cult leader, conditioned through the discipline to be the perfect human. So we have that book going on. This book is also super affordable. This one is only $2, $8 mid, and this one at a high end of things is going to be $25. So if you want to own a book, you might want to own 3 instead of 2, right? Even though the second appearance of She-Hulk, it's just not worth anything. And this book was published October of 1980. Again, I want to find this series, man. All right, next on the list, we have Avengers, issue 221. It's a very attainable book. This is when the She-Hulk joins the Avengers. That's when she becomes part of the team. And if you've read some of your Avengers books, you noticed, Actually, she is in the Avengers, but always wanted to find out when she joined the team. Well, again, it's in this issue, 221. And then Hawkeye rejoins the Avengers as well. This book was published in 1982, $1 for low grade, $5 for mid, $15 on the high end of things. All right, so moving forward here, we go on to The Incredible Hulk, issue 282. This is a pretty cool book to have, I think, because this is the first team up of The Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk. That's awesome. First time they fought side by side with each other. In the movie Cool Runnings, Seneca is reading this comic book. So if you've ever saw that movie Cool Runnings, yeah, the character is reading this particular issue. So I think that's pretty cool. And it says December 2020, The Incredible Hulk will appear in the She-Hulk Disney Plus series. So that's why this book is obviously, going for more money as well, because we're going to see the Hulk at some point. $8 on the low end, $20 mid, $75 high. All right, next we move on to the Fantastic Four issue 265. So do you ever want to know when She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, joined the Fantastic Four? Well, it's this particular issue. So you got to see her join the Avengers. Now you know when she joins the Fantastic Four. And the Thing quits the Fantastic Four at the same time. So she's the one that makes the fourth member. And I think she was pretty cool in the Fantastic Four. She gets to have a more prominent role. She doesn't get drowned out with the Avengers. That's why I liked her here. So it's pretty cool. Cheap book, $1, $2 mid-range, $4 on the high end of things. Very attainable. But again, if you're a completionist, if you want Jennifer Walter key issues, these are the ones. All right, next we move on to Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars issue 7. Obviously, it's Secret Wars Part 7, one of the first major events in Marvel history. First appearance of Spider-Woman, Julia Carpenter, which is another great book. But this is the first battle that's She-Hulk versus Titania. So that's a pretty big deal, I think, in my opinion, because obviously that villain is going to be in the She-Hulk Disney Plus series. This book is also very affordable, $2 low grade, mid grade $8, and $20 on the high end of things here. Who doesn't have Secret Wars, though, issue 7? I think there's a lot of people out there that have this book. This book was published in November of '84. All right, so moving on, more Secret Wars stuff. We have Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars issue 12. She-Hulk joins the Fantastic Four chronologically. So really, this is not really anything importance of, when it comes to She-Hulk. But again, if you're reading Secret Wars, you're going to want to read or collect all of these issues, and you don't want to skip them. So it's a cool story. This was published April of 1985, $2 low end, $5 mid, $10 high. All right. Next, we move on to one of my favorite She-Hulk series of all time. This is the Sensational She-Hulk. This is issue 1. Now, this is the second solo series of the character. She-Hulk is referenced her first series getting canceled 5 years later, which is on the cover of the comic book, which is classic. And it's also referenced on the final issue of issue 60 as well. So I thought that's what makes this book so classic. So right away, you knew as a reader, this book was going to be special. Something different. The character breaks the fourth wall. This book very affordable as well. Awesome series in general. $1 for a low end, $5 for mid, $15 high. Published in May of 1989. So next we go on to Marvel Age issue 76. We have cover art by John Byrne, who does a lot of the cover art in the Sensational She-Hulk series. That's a lot of S's right there. Say that 3 times fast. Sensational She-Hulk series. Okay. Cover art again done by John Byrne, and this was published in July of 1989. Gorgeous looking cover there. And he does a lot of great covers, as you're going to see in this Sensational She-Hulk series. A lot of these are mainly cover buys and why these books have some kind of value to them. Okay, the next book we're talking about is Sensational She-Hulk issue 15. This is the first appearance of the Gray She-Hulk. This book is $1, $2 mid, sorry, not even $5, and a $9 in a high end. Okay, published in May of 1990. Next, we get to some of these controversial covers when it comes to She-Hulk back in the early 90s. These are gorgeous. This one goes to issue 34. This cover art is done by John Byrne. This is the parody of the Vanity Fair issue that featured a pregnant Demi Moore. So that's why this one has some value to it. The low end is $3, $9 mid, and $35 on the high end of things. This was published in December of 1991. It's pretty cool as she's holding that beach ball there in a bikini. All right. Next, we move on to Sensational She-Hulk issue 39. Like I said, these are a lot of John Byrne covers, so that's why these books have this value to them. This book, same thing, low end, $1. $5 mid, $15 high. May of 1992, this one was published. Gorgeous cover. All right, next. This one is interesting. This one has a real high value to it. This one goes to Sensational She-Hulk. This is issue 40. This is a $20 book on the low end of things. $85 mid, $225 high. This is a controversial comic moment that depicts She-Hulk jumping rope naked for the first several pages. So that's what's going on in this book, and that's what drives its value so high. Interesting cover. Again, if you can find this one, it's in a high grade. It's going to run you a few $100s there. All right, next we go on to Sensational She-Hulk issue 52. This book is, cover art is done by Adam Hughes here. So if you're a fan of Adam Hughes and you're looking for cover art by him, this is the Sensational She-Hulk issue that he did. This book is $1 on low end, $3 on mid, and $12 high. Not too expensive. Published in June of 1993. And now we come full circle when it comes to Sensational She-Hulk. This is issue 60, that final issue, as she says to the readers, I promised you I was going to rip up all your X-Men comics if this series got canceled. So it was pretty funny to see her say that in the final issue. Very affordable book as well. $3 on the low end, $9 mid, $30 high. And this one was published in February of 1994. That's my birthday month and the year I graduated. All right. Moving forward now, getting out of the Sensational She-Hulk books, we move on to Incredible Hulk, issue 441. The only reason this book has some value is because it is the Pulp Fiction cover. I thought this was an awesome looking cover. And this one, though, is also very affordable. $2 on the low end, $8 on mid, $25 on the high. And this one was published in May of 1996. All right. Now we move on to another She-Hulk series. This is She-Hulk issue 1, premiere issue with cover art by Andy Granov. This one is $1, $3, and $12 high. So again, a lot of these comic books are just really cover buys. So if you're into cover art, you love the way Jennifer Walters looks as She-Hulk, and I know a lot of fans do. You know, these are the books that you want to pick up, right? Because this is the strong Jennifer Walters that we like. All right, next, moving on. This is She-Hulk issue 3. Okay, so this is the anniversary of She-Hulk's 100th issue. First appearance of Mr. Ouroboros? I don't even know that dude. And Mr. Paradox, clones of Mr. Mobius from the TVA. So we got that going on. First appearance of Southpaw and Kid Glove, possessors of the alien gauntlet that projects constructs, and cover art is inspired by the Invincible Iron Man issue 100. Low end of things, this is $1, $3 mid-range things, $12 on the high end of things here. This was published in February of 2006. All right, next we move on to She-Hulk Sensational, issue 1, so it's like reverse title. And this is just a one-shot that reprints the She-Hulk's first appearance, plus 2 additional stories here. So again, if you want to read those 2 additional stories or never read about the character, this one is attainable as well. $1 on the low end of things, $5, and $15 on the high end. May of 2010, this one was published. Now we move on to the heroic age of comics, and this one goes to Fall of the Hulks, the Savage She-Hulk, issue 3 variant. This one is done by J. Scott Campbell. And again, that's what gives this book its value. And again, it kicks off the heroic age for Marvel Comics at the time. Cover price on the low end, $12 mid, and $45 on the high end of things. So a little bit more pricey when it comes to the high end of this comic book. This one was published in July of 2010. All right, so now we go on to like Marvel Now stuff. This is She-Hulk issue 1. This is premiere issue of the 3rd She-Hulk series. And it says March 2021, this series could be a large part of the inspiration Marvel uses for She-Hulk Disney Plus series. So this book is on the upside of swings. Get it while you can get it now. It's $1 for low end, $2 mid, and $10 on the high end of things. Published on April of 2014. Now, here is probably one of the highest books on this list this week. This is from the same series, but this is the variant cover, and this one is done by Saya Owam. It's a 1 in 100 cover, and on the low end of things, it's $40, $120 mid, $450 on the high end for a variant cover of the same series. So moving forward now, we move on to She-Hulk issue 2. This is the first team appearance of the law office of Jennifer Walters, which I think is awesome that she's a lawyer. She has her own office. It just gives her so much more personality. She-Hulk, Hellcat, Angie Hong, and Hee. I remember reading this book at one point. I truly remember that. It's not worth anything. It's $1, $2, and $3. That literally is. But again, if you're that completionist and you're looking for all these She-Hulk books, this is where it's at. May 2014. All right, next we move on to Civil War 2, issue 1. Book is not worth anything, but you never know what could happen in the future, right? This is the death of She-Hulk. This is before she becomes Immortal She-Hulk and before she becomes all messed up the way that she is right now. This book is $1 on the low end, $2 mid, cover price on the high end of things. Very affordable book. Published in August of 2016. So next you have Civil War 2 issue 4. So this is the resurrection of She-Hulk, and after she dies from her injuries in the Civil War first issue, and so this is when again she becomes Immortal She-Hulk. It's the first time you see her. $1 for low grade, $2 for mid, $8 for high. Very affordable book, but you never know what could happen in that Disney Plus series. So if you want to get on board with these books now while they're cheap, you might as well get them, right? And then next we have Immortal Hulk issue 34. This is when the leader reveals that She-Hulk is immortal as well. So I guess that's when you truly know when she's immortal. This book is not worth anything either. $1, $2, and $4. Okay. And then of course, the newest issue that we're going to get, I think, is in Avengers issue 46, where we have to deal with World War She-Hulk. And that's going to be the newest story. Will it be a key in the future? I don't know, but that's going to be the next focal point when it comes to Jennifer Walters. Will she ever get back to the way she used to be in Sensational She-Hulk, or even when Dan Slott wrote her? I don't know. Time will tell. I hope she does. That's when I love the character the most. Now, Jason Aaron, the way he writes her is just completely just makes her like dumb Hulk, right? Slow, stupid, brute. She doesn't have her job anymore, and hopefully she does come back. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This was about all these, key issues when it comes to the Sensational She-Hulk or She-Hulk in general. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you have a particular character that you want me to cover on What's It Worth. Again, leave me in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell. Until next time, guys, this is Mike Spider Slayer saying, click on these videos right here, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.